Hey BBYO, I'm Aaron Geller from Evergreen Region number 46, and today I'm thrilled to be joined by Adam Boro, a travel filmmaker and creator whose journey from aerospace engineering to full-time adventurer has inspired millions around the world. Adam shares his stories about the places he visits, the people he meets, and the lessons he learns along the way. Adam, welcome. We are so excited to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here too.
Yeah.
So great to meet you.
So my first question is a pretty loaded one, and I was wondering, do you have advice for any teens who feel torn between safe careers and following their passion, and how would you tell them to get started?
Yeah, it's a hard one to figure out when you're a teenager. Like, what do you want to do for the rest of your life? Like, it's so many influences, your parents, like money, like it's hard to know. I think the really reassuring thing is knowing that like when you're that age, like you shouldn't have the pressure to figure your whole life out. Like you have a whole life ahead of you. You have all your 20s to figure everything out. I think the biggest piece of advice is to find something that you enjoy, but is also kind of like a stable career, because you don't want to be stressed about money and, going too far off the beaten path. But at the same time, while you're doing that, something that's more stable, really try to go after the things that make you feel most alive. Even if you don't know like the exact path of how it's going to work out, as long as you just go for it, even if it's on the weekend or a few hours every week, do something that makes you feel alive. Try new things. Try things that you don't even know you're going to like. Once you try all these things, then you'll start to piece together like, oh, I really like this. I'm really passionate about this. And you'll start to realize, oh, I'm kind of figuring myself out. But yeah, it can be intimidating, but try new things, go outside your comfort zone, and you'll start to, I think you'll start to like live that like life to the fullest.
That's a very cool perspective. I really appreciate that perspective. So I have a personal question that I always love to ask, like whenever I'm like Q&Aing somebody, and that's, what's one piece of advice you would give to your younger self that you wish you had?
That's a good question. I think my younger self, I was always like doubting myself. I always thought I can, there's something like these people that are successful, like they have something I don't have, like I don't have what it takes. Like I was very self-critical. I still kind of am self-critical, but the biggest thing that I'd say to myself is don't listen to the doubts. Those are excuses disguised as reasons. I think go after the thing that makes you feel most alive. And even if you try 10 times, you fail, you make funny memories, you laugh, you meet new people, maybe you might even succeed out of those 10 times you try to do something. But if you do those 10 things, you'll be much more glad you tried 10 times, made all those memories, became a better person, than if you just thought woulda, coulda, shoulda, and never actually go for it. Whatever that, that is for you. A lot of people, they have different, like it doesn't have to be like being a successful entrepreneur or like, something, fancy. It could just be like, I want to be better at like socializing. Like maybe you just say hi to one person at lunch, or, I want to travel more. Maybe you just travel to the place next door to you. It's like a mindset. I think that would be my advice.
That's a very cool way to look at life. I love that. So my next question is, who believed in you or opened a door for you early in your career, and how did that opportunity shape your journey? How do you think we can create more of those pivotal moments for young people?
I think purely like my career is just, it's been a lot of hard work, but also luck. And I think luck isn't just like something that like happens to you out of nowhere. It comes from like preparation meets opportunity. When you put yourself out there. There's so many times where I was doubting myself, and I was at such a low in my career where I wasn't getting views. I was just like, everything was going wrong. Like even like so many people close to me were doubting me and kind of like making fun of what I was doing. And at those low points, like just like believing in God, that helped me a lot. And I ended up meeting so many people serendipitously along the way. There's a lot of cool stories within that, where I was at a low point and I ended up meeting a stranger while traveling, and they like reignited my faith in humanity, like hosted me for weeks and like showed me like there's so much good in the world. So Yeah. What was the last part of the
The
question?
last part was, how do you think we can create more of those pivotal moments for young people?
Yeah, I think my advice is to put yourself out there in the world more. You never know who you're going to meet and how that's going to turn into something in the future. And I think with social media now, it's very easy to just like be in our own bubble and scroll and just like kind of push people away. But I think the best parts in life are being with the people that matter most. And you can only meet your best friend, your wife, whoever, by putting yourself out there, and you never know what can happen from there.
So I think we could all agree it's definitely very different switch between like engineering and like content creation. So like, what do you think was that like one moment that you decided to like completely switch careers?
Yeah, so it was COVID. I graduated engineering school in COVID, got my aerospace engineering degree, and it was 2020, and kind of the world shut down, and I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. Like I knew like engineering was like not my true calling. Like it was just like draining me when I was doing internships and stuff. And I always had this passion to make videos and to like express myself through that. I loved like the art of like editing. And I kind of just like said, I'm going to take a year off and just try to make videos, explore my passions, and worst case scenario, I'll fail and whatever. At least I'll have like cool memories, cool experiences, and I'll be able to say like I actually went for it. So I did that. And along the way, I ended up getting like crazy opportunities. I became a stunt double on a European TV show. I became like the head of adventure for a startup company. And like all this stuff happened just by like putting myself out there online. And I ended up meeting people with like very similar mindsets as me. It opened up like this whole world of being able to do something that I love, but also to impact people as well by like putting out the lessons I learn, the stories of strangers I meet along the way. And I'm very happy I went for it. It completely changed my life.
That's really cool. So you sometimes take on experiences that feel uncomfortable or uncertain. What have those moments taught you about yourself?
I think the moments where you're pushing yourself to your limits is when you really like learn the most about yourself. Like you don't learn about yourself when you're living the same routine day after day, just like going through the motions. I learned so much I hiked a volcano and literally like almost like it was really bad. I almost got really dehydrated and like it could have been really bad an emergency. And a random stranger helped me along the way and gave me like the last water he had. So I learned about like having faith in humanity and like trust in God. I learned that strangers can actually be kind. I got adopted by a grandma on a Pacific island. I learned to like appreciate the little things. When I went on a trip with a TSA security guard from Miami, we went to New York spontaneously for the day because that was her dream place she wanted to go. So we went there, and she pointed out the trees were leafless, and she was like so amazed by that. And I like just like little things like that, like to appreciate the little things. I learned to appreciate the little thing. So like on all these trips where I like went past what I knew as my world, like I learned so much from the people around me. And I think when you go outside your comfort zone, you'll see new places, you'll meet new people, and you'll like become like a new person or a version of yourself.
That's really cool. So I kind of wanted to bounce off of some of the things you said. So you were talking about like being like finding faith in humanity and stuff like that. And I feel like you've also been like a pivotal person for others to find like faith in humanity. So like I feel like you make a lot of authentic videos, and especially that one where you took a girl on a trip. So tell me more about those sort of moments and how you feel like you make others feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to like lose your faith in humanity these days. From the news, even just like encounters, like sometimes someone might be in a bad mood or someone will like screw you over in business. It's very easy for that to happen. But at the same time, when you're looking for it, when you're like go out into the world with like an open heart and you put yourself out there and like a positivity, you'll meet so many amazing people as well. Nearly like most of my adventures, like I won't even go with like a fancy camera or like show who I am or something. People from all walks of life, I've experienced like pure selflessness and kindness. I guess like one story where like this happened, I threw a dart at a map and it landed on Missouri, the most random place. And I drove to the exact town, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought like maybe I'll just be in like corn or something, like nothing, who knows what will happen. And I randomly met a woman that was just like on the other side of your yard. And I was like, hi, my dart landed on your place. And she welcomed me in. At first she was skeptical, but then she welcomed me and she's like, do you want a water? We're hanging out. Do you want to like come have a beer? Do you want to ride our horse? Do you want to like spend the day with us? And like by the end of the day, I was friends with her friends, with her family. And I got welcomed in like family. And it like totally opened up my perspective. I was like, wow, like I think it's kind of a mindset, like a traveler's mindset. When you put yourself out there, you can meet so many amazing people and like restore your faith in humanity. So it's definitely been like a reoccurring pattern like across a lot of the videos.
So social media often shows highlight reels, but travel isn't always perfect. How do you stay authentic with your audience?
It's hard to like truly be like authentic online, because it's like by definition it's like it's a curated like experience. Like on my life is like 90% just like working really hard behind a screen and like stressing out and like doing all these things, and like just I love just like being at home with my dog. But online, like I post about the travels, the highlights, but I also try to show like the struggles, like the times where I have social anxiety. Like I'll include like that where I threw a dart at a map. I didn't want to go up to anyone. I was having like, I get social anxiety. I'm kind of introverted like a lot of times, and I didn't want to go up to anyone. So I showed in the video, I'm like, screw this. Like I don't want to go up to anyone. Like what's the point of this? And I showed in the video, and then I showed me getting past that, and then what happened. So I think that's like important to like show like the truth of it, to show like I'm not perfect. I don't have anything figured out, but like I'm still kind of like I'm still gonna do it, and sometimes it can lead to amazing things.
I love that. So my last question for you is, a lot of your videos focus on people, connection, and perspective rather than just places. What draws you to those kind of stories?
Sorry, can you say one more time?
Yeah. A lot of your videos focus on people, connection, and perspective rather than just places. What draws you to those kind of stories?
I think the best things in life are the people, are the little moments with, like that's the biggest thing I learned is like people think when you're like traveling, it's all about seeing like the Eiffel Tower and seeing Big Ben and just like crossing things off your list. And reality is like the best things in life and travel and everything is just like those little moments when like you're in a grocery store with your best friend or your girlfriend and just like laughing at like the most random inside joke or something silly, or having like a random encounter with a local and like just having a good time. So for me, that's what life's all about, is the people. Yeah. So that's why I try to show. And also it's like the feeling you get more than just like checking off places. So I try to show like the emotions, the stories, like the lessons I learn, to show like it's not really about the place. It's about what happens after and like who you become.
Yeah. Well, that is all the time we have today, BBYO. Adam, thank you so much for sharing your journey from engineering to life-changing adventure storytelling. Your commitment to authenticity and exploration inspires so many to chase their dream. And we are so grateful you could be with us. Thank you so much, BBYO, for watching. It's been a lovely time.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I had an amazing time. Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you. It was really nice to meet you.